Okay, everybody, here I am again, about to give it back to you. Do it back to back, but sometimes I gotta put in them reviews, man. Y'all, I can't be cooking every day. My body ain't built for it. I'm not made for it. You know, I only do that wrist action when it's really necessary to give y'all something. So I feel like it's, you know, time to give y'all something a little traditional today. I'm gonna be doing just a little traditional spaghetti and meatball, but do they do it my way? So, without further ado, I'm going to bring it to you the way I do it. Let's get to it. Here we go again. As y'all can see, man, I got all the ingredients right here. Let me see if y'all can see that. I got all the ingredients. All the ingredients right here. Oh, let me see. The main ingredient. All the ingredients right here. So you already know how I'm doing it, and how I got to do it, and how it's gonna be done, so on and so forth. Here we go. First of all, what I need to do is fill this up with water so I can boil my spaghetti. Put that water on boil, man. Boil that up. So it's gonna go on high, and of course, you gotta put salt in your water. You gotta put salt in your water. Never add pasta to a cold pot of water. They're gonna stick together, you know. And make sure you have enough water in your pot for your pasta, because when you boil your pasta, it releases all those starches, and that starch from that pasta makes everything stick together. So I'm not putting this whole pack in there. Probably put like a half a pack, because not everybody gonna be eating with fam, not that big and everything like that. So I'm probably gonna take a half a pack, break them in half, and put them up in there, let them boil. So while I got that boiling, you know, got my hunch and everything like that, you know. So what I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna put on my gloves. Went and get my gloves, because when I mix up ground meat, I got to have something on my hands. I'm gonna go ahead and mix everything in my big pot right here. So the biggest binding secret to my meatballs, which is I'm going to make right now and smother up, is fresh sausage. When you deal with fresh sausage, as you're going to see when I open it up, it's extremely mushy. But when you cook it, it gets tougher. It gets a little solid. And that's what keeps this from breaking apart when you mix it together. You don't need any, you know, if you don't have, you know, the fresh sausage, of course you're going to need, you know, the stuff like your eggs and your breadcrumbs and, you know, your binding elements. But for this, don't need any of those things, because my binder will be the sausage. Whole pack of sausage. And what I'm gonna do is, as you can see, there's a thin layer of skin on here, but you squeeze it, comes right out of the skin. I'm gonna squeeze all the insides out. Of this sausage. It's almost like a boudin tasting thing right there. And this right here is just all meat from the inside, basically a ground meat type thing, but it's, you know, sausage, peppers, onions right there. This is the onion flavor, and this is going to be my binder. You can break it apart. It takes too long to get to the end. You just slip that right out. And what you're going to be left with is the skin. Once you get all that out, you're left with this skin. You don't use the skin, you throw that away. FYI. Just so you can know. There you go. The rest of the skin thrown away. Believe it or not, this is where that whole link of sausage came from. And as you can see, got it all in my pot, 2 different colors. Got my ground meat, got my sausage meat. And that right there, because the sausage meat is already onion flavored, you can add a little bit more seasoning, which I normally do, but it's not going to be much. But you mix that together. Mix that up real good. Sausage, ground meat. Should have thought about it before I mix this. I'm going to take this off. Keep one on. So, as usual, I'm going to put some red onions in there. Some red onions in there. As usual, I'll put a little bit of cayenne. Not much. And little onion powder. Even though it's onion flavored sausage or whatever, I want to enhance the onion flavor a little bit because of the ground meat. The ground meat is mostly a binder, so basically what I'm putting in right now is just enhancing the flavor. And can't forget the tonics, man. That's straight Louisiana right there. Mix that up right there. So after I mix this up, I'm gonna get 2 more gloves and put that on so I can roll my meatballs up. I'm probably the only one that likes meatballs anyway, so I'm just doing it for you guys. They like sausage in there and stuff. I'm gonna put sausage in there too. My water not boiling hot enough yet. These things are so noisy. So make these into a ball. These into a ball, and that fresh sausage is a binder, so you ain't got to worry about it. I ain't got to worry about them breaking apart, as you will see. It'll be pretty big, making a pretty big size, because they will shrink in size. It will shrink in size. Make one big one. My gigantic one gonna be for my presentation, and I'm gonna get to y'all at the end. Well, the two big ones. They all pretty big. I gotta get some better gloves. So as you can see, I made my meatballs. And from the fresh sauce, they got all the onions and everything in it, like I told you guys before. But if you don't have that, you're gonna have to add that yourselves. This is starting to ball. So while this is boiling, I'm gonna let it boil a little more because I want to start this up. I'll turn this on, turn this pot on here. I want to get my meatballs to cooking. Meatballs got some, you know, its own grease and everything like that into it. I'm adding some olive oil so I can fry up and brown them up. Then I'm gonna add my liquid. You already know what my liquid is. No, not water. So I already know what it is. So I'm gonna turn that on. And I'm gonna take a few of these spaghettis. Not many. And I'm gonna come back for more. I like mine long. I like my spaghettis long. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set them on the side of my little pot. I should be using a bigger pot, but I don't want to. I'm not making much. I'm making much. And what I must do is, as this side that's in the water gets loose, I'm gonna slowly push down on it so the rest of it can just, so that all the rest of it can just fit inside the pot. My mom will be looking at me crazy right now because they're used to. There we go. Now I'm gonna turn it on medium. I don't want them to cook too fast. Turn that on medium. Medium. And what I'm gonna do is, because my meatballs are starting to sizzle up. Yeah. Like I told you, I don't do water, okay? Most of the time. So my meatballs are starting to sizzle. Turn my pot down a little low. And as they're starting to cook, I'm gonna start to flip them. Begin to flip them on the other side so they can brown. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a little chicken broth up in there. I'm gonna cover them up so they can cook on the inside. Then I'm gonna add, you know, my other stuff like my tomato sauce and my bell peppers and other ingredients. You're gonna see. I ain't gotta explain it to you too much. You're gonna see. Move them around so they don't stick. You don't want your product to stick. I'm gonna add my garlic and everything like that to my my actual tomato sauce. Flip. I'll be able to flip it at the right moment. Anyone can make this, of course, but not anyone makes it my way. What I'm gonna do is, now this is frying up a little bit. Lots of garlic. Don't hate me because I love lots of garlic. Do not hate me. Yeah. Complete seasoning. I'll add that later. All of my season complete. Fresh parsley. We'll chop it up. This is gonna wither away. This is gonna wither away. I'm gonna go ahead and use this. I was gonna use a whole onion, but I never use these tips. I only mainly use this right here. So what's the point of wasting them? So what I'm gonna do is make sure these bad boys don't stick. Turn them on a little bit lower. I am going to cut the tips off of these little hairy tips. That's not going to. You see, I cut them all off at once. I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna use these. I usually just use the green part and throw them away. Throw this onion part away. But there's no point of cutting a whole onion. I can actually use this. Right. I know you guys agree. When it comes to spaghetti, lots of onions and garlic. Yes. Vampire wouldn't even touch it. As you can see, or can you, lower it down a little bit more. Put a little bit of them herbs. Put a little bit of them herbs in there. Let that cook down a little bit. I think I'm gonna go with the yellow bell pepper today. Give thing a little bit of color. Go ahead and cut that open. Scrape out the insides, take all that out. Rinse it out. Toss that in the pot. Put that in the pot. Oh, I think I turned it on a little bit too low. I don't hear my frying. There we go. Put that back in the fridge. So, while that's still cooking up, I'm gonna start tidying up all the things that I don't need anymore. I usually only put clips. I don't, you know, it actually don't take me long before I have to use these again. I think I'm done with this. I think I'm done with the garlic, so I can save that. Then this onion, I'm gonna just put them all in the same. This bag is busted open. It's also the same thing. Remember, also you don't want to cook your spaghetti too long too, because they will have to. Well, I'm not putting them with the sauce. Actually, my family don't like it with the sauce. Flip. 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 Since y'all nosy, can you see in there? Push it back a little bit. Can you see in there? Can you smell it? Since y'all nosy, I just finished flipping. They browning. They are browned on all sides. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw this away. This on the side. I'm gonna go ahead and add my sausage and let that kind of brown up a little bit in there. Add my sausage to that. Let that cook a little bit with my meatballs. And my seasoning. Like I said before, quick, fast, and a hurry meal. Something light. Yeah, it's not much, but I don't want to overdo it. Put that in the Ziploc bag. Probably along with. I don't need all these greens either. Probably use this for a late night snack. That's how I do. Let's see here. Might need this. Might need that. that again. Like this. Sauce gonna have to cook for a minute. So let me open up the sauce. Open up that tomato paste. I don't know about y'all, but I like, put this thing on low. I like thick tomato paste. And not the whole can, maybe half a can of condensed cream of chicken. Half a can. Go ahead and put that in there. And then what you're gonna wanna do is cover it up. But I wanna come in and add a little bit complete seasoning, which I didn't add earlier. And not much. My kids like a little spice, but I'm not gonna add much because I need a little bit, a couple of sprinkles of that. Then we're gonna go ahead and cover that up. Let it cook for a while. Cover it up. This right here. Let's see. Seems to be al dente. So what I'm gonna do is strain it. And I just brought it over here so you can see what I did. What I strained it and I put it back over the thing. Pour some olive oil on it. It's gonna drip down to the next pot. A little bit of salt. And what we're gonna do is just gonna take it and toss it so it don't stick. As you can see, no sticking. Now it's time to clean up until this is done. Man, I got them big meatballs and sauce with the sausage and they're boiling up, getting ready to be plated in a few. Looking pretty good.